Wall Street buying, AMC wiping all debts, the 100% squeeze likelihood, and more are covered in today's video. First, we examine this. This year's box office bounce was great for Cinemark, which increased its forecast, but not for the world's largest theater chain with millions of investors. Cinemark is expected to be upgraded. Cinema receives Wall Street upgrade on box office rebound predicted this year. We already know 2025's box office was great. We also know that 2026 is only going to get bigger. Therefore, any companies in this area will do well, as we see with Cinema's update. We don't see AMC becoming upgraded. Why are they silent? How come they're not upgrading us? We know. They want to quietly buy AMC and don't want attention. You can observe AMC's bankruptcy. This is why institutions reported a 175,000 shareholding on January 16th. So you're seeing all these articles about how well the box office is doing, about how you should look at the mark in IMAX, and about how you shouldn't buy AMC, sell your AMC shares, stay away from AMC, etc. What we're looking at is how all of these firms are buying into AMC, which is just one firm and doesn't even have a big amount of shares compared to some of the other firms. Over 23 million UBS purchases record institutional ownership. These things are happening while they improve Cinech and IMAX, not AMC. This comparison should tell you a lot about how these firms see AMC's opportunity and how they wish to gain from it. Despite repeatedly owning AMC, they enhance Cineog because they want institutions to succeed, not retailers. They want to do this because big institutions can influence AMC's price by buying it. They can refuse pricing increases until retail leaves. Because we've already discussed how a retailer can't buy AMC shares for so long without the price going up. And manipulation is the main reason they're trying to limit AMC's price. According to the July 25K, AMC can immediately execute a 40 million share offer and eliminate all debt. If its price rises beyond $100, this filing contained a crucial phrase. We know AMC can reach $100. The share price of AMC can quickly reach hundreds of dollars. We have always talked about this because when you look at the fundamentals, sentiment, FOMO, and everything else, AMC can go into the hundreds. This isn't even including a squeeze. This is just talking about if we can have a month, and even probably even less than that of no suppression. No manipulation, and number 80% dark. We don't see AMC FTD resets. We don't see AMC tokens booming. Just seeing typical price movement, reaction. Discovery for AMC tells us it can go to the hundreds when all elements are considered. They're terrified because they realize the only thing these individuals can use to criticize AMC is its debt. We've discussed AMC's debt, but we're seeing how they're handling it. We're seeing their sluggish repayment. Of course, some refuse to recognize that, understand, and accept it for themselves. They also know that shorts won't criticize AMC if it pays down the loan. They fear AMC price drops because of that. First, they can acquire AMC stock cheaply, so they're surreptitiously buying it. Second, institutions are aiming to buy as much as possible without retail getting it to prevent price increases, until institutional ownership reaches 100%, which is impossible. These guys will repress and manipulate AMC. We discussed it. There are only two ways institutions may escape this situation. 1. AMC bankruptcy and delisting. 2. Per retail or a large majority. More than 90% of retail will depart AMC. They're attempting to prolong that because it's the only way out of this disaster they manufactured. However, apes are patient. Second, 100 million shares are short. We discussed this recently. Short interest and short shares for AMC are rising again. AMC is experiencing instability, up to 0.84% today. Naturally, we've known to hide this. AMC rose almost 7% yesterday before being suppressed. Same thing today. Much of the same area is visible. We're looking at how they're suppressing AMC, but seeing these evident suppressions helps you understand. We at AES have known this for years. However, we discussed the desperation of these shorts to stop AMC from rising. We've discussed how they want to limit AMC's fundraising. In circumstances like these, we must consider borrowing costs. We must monitor whether the cost to borrow will grow, since short-term, with prices holding low. Shorts will prefer have bigger exposure than allow AMC to obtain capital at fair value. Because they know AMC will be powerful, many things are bound together. They know that if AMC raises hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, these short sellers won't be able to do anything. Debt repayment was discussed. Even if AMC couldn't pay off all its debt, if it could pay off a fraction and invest the rest in stock or infrastructure, it could flourish. So we're witnessing this. High exposure means more liquidity issues. Based on the technicals, 100% squeeze chances are coming. A GME is rising like previous squeezes. AMC is a perfect squeeze scenario, and we're witnessing how prior data is explaining the price increase. We've discussed the gamma squeeze's core possibilities, which you should also consider, as well as the current investment in silver. We discussed how it affects AMC and the market, as HMC is already a solid ROI for AMC. Second, banks and institutions have been shorting silver. As silver prices rise and AMC gets richer, banks and short sellers will lose money. So we're seeing squeezing setups getting more comparable. Another GME showcase is happening. Another reason we're stressing short sellers. Ryan Cohen acquired another 1 million shares this week and called out other CEOs who don't buy shares with their own money. So we're looking at this. In terms of confidence, this is obviously a big and bullish confidence, which is why I think GME is going up. But it also shows why we've said that CEO Ryan Cohen wants to bring GME to a new level, just like Adam Aron wants to do with AMC. So this is good to see, and then at times like this, where we're seeing the sentiment for GME to become extreme extroverted. Ext and GME, you are 100% borrowed. Every time GME gains momentum, this happens. The same for AMC. These ETFs are overborrowed. The AMC is oppressing ETFs. You view these statistics repeatedly. You'll see why then. Others may have noticed that GM is closing a record 500 stores in January and collaborating with AMC digitally. I don't think store closings should worry everyone. We must remember that AMC tried this last year and it worked nicely for them. There are always strategic store closings. Naturally, this has perks and cons. The positives include that closing less efficient stores saves money, which allows you to generate more money. Second, the AMC digital collaboration, as shown here. Now, if this becomes big, or at least what I've seen from it, and I'm curious to hear what others have seen or know about it. This would be extremely strong for the AES because AMC and GME have the same short sellers. We know this, and if we can work together to fight these shorts, we'll have greater leverage against them. Where people sell their shares is something we've discussed. I won't sell a share under $5,000, which is $500 pre-split for this user. Again, we're discussing people wishing to sell their shares at specified prices. Short sellers are panicked because of this, as we discussed. This is good news. I'm not saying something is awful, because we deserve it. AMC demonstrated this. Due to our frequent visits, we deserve this. Shorts know that. That's why they fear raising the AMC price. That's why we see ongoing suppression. But we know they'll eventually have to pay us the price we seek. That's why we're cons always looking for issues. We're always pressuring short sellers. Another large one, HYMC, has 105% of its float shorted. Now we've seen how IMC has performed recently, and today it was up another 15%, which is obviously very good and made a new high. What we're seeing is just essentially the fact that every time there's something that benefits AMC, we see it get suppressed because HMC has 105% of flow shorted. If it goes down in price, who will be affected? We know HYMC has many ape supporters. Second, AMC. This is why they're attacking HYMC. I don't think it will work out for them for that reason alone, not to mention all the other reasons. We're not even going to talk about how people recognize people are purchasing and keeping on to HYMC, but how Highcraft has predicted silver prices rising over $100 to $165. HYMC would benefit greatly if this happens. The market alone shows why HYMC will rise tenfold or more. That's something we must acknowledge. Silver is at a record high over $96. I think they can short. HYMC, even without millions of apes backing it for another reason, even without the fact that we've discussed it in the past, seeing silver on this run will bring it up. Investors are buying and accumulating, not selling. Another price-boosting factor for HYMC, similar trends are seen with gold. Another reason I think AMC will rise. We're 2% from $5,000. This is becoming insane. We're looking at how these prices are exhausting short sellers. Gold is exhausting them. Silver is exhausting them. They're exhausted from shorting HMC. Everything is crumbling and falling. We want to see it because it proves we're beating short sellers. We discussed tokenization last. We discussed on-kind exchange. I encourage you check this out. Description will include this. But we discussed why it's a double-edged sword. We discussed advantages and drawbacks. Here you can see why we mentioned the downsides. Of course, FTX had zero actual shares of many companies that they issued billions of tokens for. And they did the same for AMC, which is why we saw AMC price affected.